Finally, becoming a good artist doesn't necessarily require an investment in lots of supplies or even art lessons. Charles Haston of McMinville began painting when he was 55 years old with cheap brushes and paint, which he still uses. Susan Watson paid a home visit to the guy known as the artistic judge.
Charles Haston Sr. presided as Circuit Court Judge of the 31st District for nearly 30 years. These days, life is a bit less complicated as he enjoys retirement and the beauty of nature at his McMinville home. He can often be found seated comfortably on his couch in front of a crackling fire, paintbrush in hand.
Well, about 15 or 20 years, I guess, something like that. It started rather late with acrylics and so forth, and tried to use what little talent I had to get a little better at it, but I have no training or no education in the matter.
Judge Haston has painted subjects ranging from animals to athletes to aircraft. His favorite artist is Norman Rockwell, but the inspiration to paint came from his son.
Blame it on my son Chuck. He was a commercial pilot for some time, and I was very interested and very proud of the job he did, and so I started painting the planes that he flew. And that's what really got me started. I enjoy painting airplanes. And I have great respect for veterans. I never served myself, but I had members of the family. And I like to draw things for vets, veteran organizations, and so forth, and as an honor to them. Not that to glorify war, because they'll tell you that's the worst thing that can happen, of course. But I enjoy drawing tanks and planes that bring back memories for some of the vets here in town.
When Judge Haston completes the background on this sky full of aircraft, it will be sent to hang in the Naval Air Museum in Pensacola, Florida.
I'll try anything. I'll try anything. But it does take me a long time to do it. It's labor intensive, as I told Charlie Johnson, my friend. It's hard work to me. I enjoy when it's over with, and I've done a pretty good job, but while you're doing it, I don't get much pleasure out of it. And I've heard other good painters say that it's not real fun doing it, and it isn't to me. It's not relaxing at all. But after you're through, and if you think you've done a pretty good job, maybe at the end of the day, it's kind of fun. I'm one of these guys that I see something, if he can paint it, I can too. And it doesn't always work out that way, but that kind of challenges me, and I come up with crazy ideas sometimes when I see somebody else having done it, that maybe I could do the same thing. So that's what keeps me going.
Judge Haston may use styrofoam plates for palettes and the most inexpensive brushes and paints, but the results are priceless. He's never sold any of his art. Most of his work is done with someone special in mind and then given to friends and family.
I like to paint things for people that might not expect it. The Geisha Girl painted for Dr. and Ms. Blevins in Smithville, friends of mine, and that came from a photograph off of a 1929 Japanese airline schedule. That's an acrylic painting I did for Dr. Barun Mukherjee and his wife Chitra.
After some research at the library, Haston filled the painting with images from his friend's native India.
For me, at any rate, once I get started on something, I can't help but start adding to it. I make my mind up, I'm going to draw just a simple face, and I wind up with trees and houses and all kinds of things behind it or around it, and that takes up a lot of time, and I can't seem to break that bad habit.
This was a special gift for longtime friend Neil Schultz. It's a visual reminiscence of a friendship that the two have shared since grade school. Other friends show up as faces in the crowd at a UT football game. And this lovely young lady holds a very special place in the judge's heart.
That's my granddaughter Lucy, and I've got another granddaughter Emmy, so I'm working on that one.
Judge Haston paints for the pure pleasure of creating. His finished work is given away to family and friends. Now, he has no plans to sell any of his work, but miniatures are available for the price of a stamp.
Those are the stamps, U.S. postage stamps that they've created, and let's see, about 3 or 4 of my paintings have been placed on postage stamps, which is very nice, but it's not near as big a deal as everybody seems to think. Anybody can have that done.
If you would like to see your artwork on stamps or on the wall, the judge has some simple but sage advice.
Try it. If you don't try it, you'll never know. If you just start playing around with the colors and a cheap old brush like I've got, it doesn't take money, you'll soon find out you've got the talent you didn't know you had. I didn't know I could do stuff like this until I tried it.
Through his artistic talent, Judge Haston is able to express his love and affection for family and friends. It has also opened his eyes to a new way of seeing the beauty of the world around him.
It makes you look at the trees differently, life and the colors. And I just never had experienced that, nor known it until I started painting. But it does change your perspective a lot on on little things that you never dreamed would be important to you. Weather, rain, snow, whatever, you see light and you see things that you want to paint. And it does really change you in that regard. It has me.